What's up, everybody? My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Welcome back to Better Days Sports, your number one spot for all type of sports shenanigans. And in today's episode of the podcast, we'll actually be talking about NBA playoff matchup, second round between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets, because this has kind of thrown a ripple in my NBA playoff bracket. As you know, I had the Clippers winning, but don't worry about that, because in this episode, we'll kind of talk about our feelings about this matchup specifically, how we feel about the teams, and who we think is going to win the series. But if you are new to the channel, if you're new to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time we post a video, and leave a comment in the comment section down below of who you think is going to win this series. But Denzel, how are you feeling about this matchup, my boy?
Well, it's Jokic again. Somehow squeezed it out. Jamal Murray stepped up last few games like we always wanted him to. He turns it on, turns it off pretty easy, so always interesting to see that. Also, the Thunder, seems like they've been chilling forever. Had a pretty easy time out of the first round, so second round it'll be interesting to see what they do with this seemingly better team. But this team that they're facing, they are older. They are full of veterans. So, again, college team type of environment in the NBA with the OKC Thunder. I don't see them having too much of a problem at all, especially since this team had to really pull it out with the Clippers. That's no knock on the Clippers, but I think that we all can agree that the Thunder are better than the Clippers, hands down. And the amount of coaching, the amount of health they have on their side, it's just all pointing to maybe not a sweep, but a 6-game series at the worst, and at best 5 games for sure. I could easily see Denver winning 2 games at the most, but nothing more than that at all. I don't see that really being an issue for them at all.
How did you feel about the first round matchup between the Nuggets and the Clippers? Did that go how you thought it was going to? Like, did Denver show what they needed to kind of put more faith in them at all in this next series, I guess?
I think Denver did not show me what I needed to see from them, honestly. Sure, like I said, Jamal Murray stepped up and they had some just all-around clutch plays in some games there, but I think the Clippers, they could have won that series for sure. And maybe, to their discredit, they beat themselves on some drives. And, that's just how it is. So, no, the Nuggets didn't show me anything. This isn't the same Nuggets team that I'm used to seeing in previous years. And I just think it's their lack of depth that keeps them from being, that Nuggets team of the past.
I would agree. I would say first round matchups, we already said that the Thunder were going to sweep. I thought it was probably the easiest sweep of this playoffs. Like, the Grizzlies just put up basically no resistance whatsoever, which is weird to say because after the series was over, multiple Grizzlies players came out and were like, oh, we figured them out. We lost 4-0, but we figured them out, so maybe the game would have been closer, if Ja wasn't hurt or if we had more games to play. So we'll see. I think a big question that I'll have for Oklahoma City now is how they're going to look in their first game back. It seems like they just haven't played basketball in a while, which could be good. Guys should be fresh. Everybody should have fresh legs. Their jumpers should not be flat, but it also kind of takes away from their chemistry. Obviously, if they were playing in maybe a harder, fought series, we could see them just kind of roll into this next series. If everybody's hot, they kind of stay that way. So it's just going to be interesting how they kind of attack this first game. When it comes to the other series, Nuggets and the Clippers had multiple chances to win this game, and I kind of called it before the series. Harden had his one good game and basically disappeared for the rest of the series. If Harden could have gave you anything more, the Clippers definitely pulled this out, and I think they would have been the better matchup for the Thunder. But if Murray is going to play like he's Michael Jordan every time the playoffs start, the Nuggets are going to be fine. Now, will he put up 30, 40 plus in this series? I don't know. And to be honest, I almost don't care who wins this series at all, because I don't have either one of these teams going to the finals. I have whoever comes out of the other side of the bracket going to the finals and playing Boston. But It's going to be interesting to see how this legacy of Joker comes to fruition, because if he can beat number one seed in the Thunder, take his team to the finals on a team that we know basically has no depth, and their really go-to bench star right now is Russell Westbrook, which I never thought I was going to say. I think it really adds something to his already outstanding legacy that Joker's kind of building for himself. But what do you think this kind of means for Joker if he's able to take this team to the finals and potentially win another championship?
I think it means absolutely nothing. To be honest, it doesn't change my opinion at all on Joker. Joker's one of the greatest players of all time. Winning another NBA ring would do nothing for him. And I think, just after basketball is done in general, he's not going to be one of those ambassadors for the NBA and for the games that stick around and all that good stuff, right? So to me, it's almost like it adds to the legend if he does win another ring, because people aren't going to be able to believe that this European guy who was not in shape at all was able to dominate the way he did, multiple years. But that's a big if. Again, do I see them making it to the finals? No. Do I see them losing this series? Yes. Does it hurt his legacy or legend at all when they lose this series or win this series? No. Joker's amazing. I'm not one of those guys who buys into, the rings make a huge difference at all. If you can ball, you can ball. At the end of the day, there's plenty of guys who don't get rings that are absolutely legends to me. Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, just to name two off the top of my head, and many other guys too that were even role player roles that I think are absolutely legends. So that's never meant a thing to me. Everybody else's opinion is their own. I can only state mine. Simple as that.
Now, I would say on the flip side, this might not do anything for Jokic's just overall legacy, because I think we can all agree if you don't think he's the best player in the league, he's definitely top 3. So for somebody I think it does change their legacy is Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook can get a ring, even though he is coming off the bench in kind of a much smaller role than we're used to him seeing, just on paper, averaging triple doubles, having a ring, being one of the most dominant point guards for a very long time in the league, I think it does a lot for his legacy on paper versus other people, where he might enter into he's one of the top 4 point guards of all time. His stats back it up, and he has a ring to show for it. Or do you think it does nothing for Westbrook either?
Westbrook is an interesting one for me, because when you look at accolades, that's something that's always going to be hard to be up there. But I think his big claim to fame is being able to, average that triple-double for multiple seasons. So him adding a ring to his belt now as a bench player, I think it adds to his ability to play the game at a high level for a very long time, and it just shows that, kind of like LeBron, durability is his best skill set at this point, right? But he's a legend too, Hall of Famer. First ballot, ridiculous if he's not first ballot. But yeah, he's a legend too, man. I don't think it hurts or helps him, if they lose or if they continue on winning. He's a legend, period. I don't know what else to say about Westbrook, man. He's one of my favorite players of all time, and if everybody played with that same motor that he had, I think the game would be in a different space than it is right now, to be honest.
Do you have an X factor for this series?
I really don't. I just don't think that the Nuggets have enough to beat them at all. Jamal Murray can pop off for 30 points, 40 points one game here, 2 there, but I wouldn't call him an X factor. The X factor is Jokic not wanting to really play hard into the playoffs. That's the X factor. that's the problem right there. Get in shape so you can dominate for longer periods of time. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, man, X factors, no, I don't have any for this series. I really don't. Okay. I just think the Thunder got it flat out. They're just a better team, man. That's simple.
It's going to be interesting because I feel like the Nuggets definitely have the best player, but the Thunder per position, outside of like the Jokic matchup, have the best team. They have more depth. They have everything that the Nuggets used to have when they did their championship run that they kind of gave away because, you know, they didn't want to pay people and people wanted money and everything like that. But I think the two X factors for me specifically are going to be Chet and Hartenstein, because we've kind of seen that Jokic can get frustrated when playing taller, lengthy players. And I think just Chet's overall height and his wingspan might cause Joker to just get frustrated, where normally he's able to do little push shots over players where he just can't get those off against the Oklahoma City, where he gets frustrated, he starts taking threes, just playing a little bit out of his game. And in a matchup that's, in my opinion, so lopsided when it just comes to overall roster construction, that's definitely going to lead in the Thunder. So actually, I'm probably leading the Thunder. It's probably going to be a hard, tough series, but I'll take the Thunder in the series. But like I said, overall, I really don't care either way who wins this matchup, to be completely honest with you.
It's the Thunder, guys. It's the Thunder.
They've been balling all year. Number one seed for a reason. They're going to come out. They're going to play hard. So now, do you have any hot takes for this video? Because we actually got a comment that people want to hear your answer on. But I'm going to see if you have any hot takes for this video.
What they want to hear my answer to. Did I miss the comment?
So we got one, and it's new. I don't know how it came about. I don't know where this debate came from, but 100 men versus a gorilla is. We had a comment on this. Who you got? 100 men versus a gorilla. Who you got?
The gorilla. Point blank. Period. This conversation is not about to be had right now, man.
You crazy? It's 100 men. It's not close.
It's a gorilla. Okay?
It's 100 men. It's not close.
If
it's 100 men, it's not close.
We've all seen plenty of the apes. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8,
Don't
10.
matter.
Like it's the gorillas.
If the men are committed, it's the men. It's not. I don't even think this is a debate in any way, shape, or form. I would say 40 men is about all you need to kill a gorilla with bare hands.
Okay.
All right, 100 men versus a gorilla. I got the 100 men. People forget we used to hunt things like gorillas and giraffes and lions. Okay, if the men are committed and they're not afraid to give up their life for the cause, it's the men. Look, call it whatever. That's the hot take.
The gorilla. It's a gorilla.
It don't matter. It don't matter. People forget. Men are different. Now, if you get like a whole bunch of people that, you know, live at home and they don't leave their basement and stuff, maybe that's a different conversation. But just average body men, give 100 of them who are dedicated to the cause of giving their life up. We got this. Easy money.
Do you realize? No, we're not done. We're not done.
What you got?
Because you wanted to bring up this crazy conversation. So, sure, okay, we can have it now. Do you realize at Petco they have restraints for chihuahuas?
What does that got to do with anything?
That's a chihuahua.
What's your point?
A restraint for a chihuahua.
They got restraints for lions.
And
what are we talking about?
And you're telling me 100 men can take a gorilla?
100%.
You can't shave a chihuahua at Petco?
Yeah.
Y'all have lost your mind. The gorilla, it's a wild animal.
They got restraints for all types of animals. It don't matter.
Do you realize that the silverback gorilla is rarely even challenged in his own
Yeah,
time?
Exactly. Because it ain't never seen nothing like this. We crazy, okay?
Even other gorillas are like, yeah, let's not. That
gorilla
silverback is the one.
Look.
But you're like, 100 random men.
100 random men down
George
for the cause,
St.
giving up
Pierre.
their life.
I would not challenge George St. Pierre to a fight. That man said, look, it's the gorilla, period. No, period, the gorilla.
All right.
End of story.
Like I said, they have to be down for the cause. They can't see the first human get killed or the first man get killed and then back off.
Did we not watch Attack on Titan?
What does that got to do with anything?
Like, how many more instances do we have to see gorilla versus human? Like, bruh, it's just it's a gorilla.
Mike Tyson would have took a gorilla by himself in his heyday. That's what he said. So, give 100 men dedicated to the cause.
Bare hands, mind you.
Bare hands.
Do you realize a chimpanzee can snatch your face off?
It probably could, but give
That's
100 of us.
Chimpanzee.
100 of us. Some people wouldn't make it out versus 100 wiener dogs, okay? 100? You get overwhelmed. That's all I want to say. You know, leave your comment in the comment section. 100 men versus a gorilla. Who you got? We don't even care about this matchup no more. I'm taking the men. But let me know who you have in the comment section down below. But just like that, another video in the books. If you liked it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, because we really appreciate it. And you want to see more amazing content like this. And just like that, we will see you in the next one. Peace.